Victoria has recorded just one COVID case today. The daily average is less than 5 statewide and has been for 14 days, and a little over 5 in terms of Melbourne. Yet thousands of Melburnians are still locked up in what has been the longest and hardest lockdown in the world. Now, there are hopes that further easing of restrictions will be brought forward this weekend if the numbers don't spiral out of control and they all wet their pants in the Victorian government. Let's cross live to Victorian Liberal Senator Sarah Henderson in Canberra. Good evening to you, Senator.
A very good afternoon to you, Chris. Great to join you.
I bet the air in Canberra is a lot more freeing than it is in Victoria. You'd be glad to be there right now, wouldn't you?
Look, I'm absolutely quite sad not to be in Geelong at the moment with the great Mighty Cats about to contest the grand final, even though, of course, this is happening in Brisbane. And I absolutely blame Daniel Andrews for the fact that we have a grand final in Queensland, which is absolutely appalling. But it is a great day in Canberra, a beautiful day. And it is still really a very, very glum in Victoria. There is no doubt about it, Chris.
OK, before we get to what should be announced on Sunday and what might be announced, today's National Cabinet meeting, an agreement to open borders before Christmas, and then WA hanging out against all of that, even before Christmas. Like, I would have thought it's putting down the bar to say, hang on, let's open our borders before Christmas, given where Victoria and New South Wales are at today. But what the hell is wrong with WA? Do they just want to secede?
I think there's been a certain portion of the population in WA that have always wanted to be a separate country. Look, clearly my focus is very much in Victoria, and it is pleasing to see that there is a strong focus of 7 out of the 8 states to reopen by Christmas time. But frankly, Chris, as you say, we've got to see the Victorian economy open. We have had the most dreadful lockdown in Victoria, which is causing more than 1,000 lost jobs every single day. And people are just beyond distress with what is happening in Victoria. So, look, obviously led by the Prime Minister and the National Cabinet process, it is great to see this progress, and also great to see the focus on getting Australians home who are caught overseas. That's a very big challenge, but great to see that focus as well.
And also to an intention to alter quarantining, maybe on rural properties and also on campuses for overseas students. We'll know the details of that in the coming weeks. So big changes will be announced on Sunday. He hasn't given too much away. What should be done, do you think?
Well, Chris, already the Premier has essentially abandoned his roadmap that he announced a number of months ago because we haven't reached the very high thresholds that he set, the highest expectations, and we warned the Premier a number of months ago that this was not achievable. For many, many days, and on many days, we've done better than New South Wales, but as we know, we've had the terrible schmozzle with hotel quarantine and contact tracing. Certainly the contact tracing is improving, and we are now in a position where Victoria should be fully open in a COVID-safe way. And, you know, the days when certain types of occupations, whether you mow lawns or whether you groom pets, when they've, been restricted as they are, I mean, that is just got to go. Victorians have got to get back to work. Victorians must have their freedom. And Daniel Andrews has got to stop sending so many small businesses over a cliff. And I am so worried about the tourism industry and the hospitality industry. And there is real fears that many businesses already will never reopen. So we have a very serious situation in Victoria. And it's absolutely imperative that we reopen the economy in a COVID-safe way.
And very quickly, we've got to make sure that next time, and let's hope there's not a next time in our lifetimes, but next time, leaders can fully justify lockdowns, curfews and border closures.
Well, absolutely, and I've raised this issue. I'm the chair of the Parliamentary Joint Committee on Human Rights, and I raised this in Senate estimates yesterday. I'm concerned that we've seen very draconian measures in Victoria, like the curfew, where Melburnians were being locked in their home, Chris, for 23 hours a day. I mean, we've never seen anything like this before. And yet,
and for no medical reason. No medical reason.
There was no medical reason. No medical reason whatsoever, no policing reason, and then a few hours before this was to be challenged in a Supreme Court case, suddenly out of the blue, the Victorian government changed the rules and stopped the curfew. But look, there is no doubt that is a breach of human rights, a serious breach of human rights, and really human rights has gone out the door in Victoria under Daniel Andrews' Victoria, and that's very, very regrettable. But if there are restrictions, and it is proper that there can be restrictions on people's liberty and movement for the sake of protecting life and protecting people's health, but they've got to be proportionate. And that's the problem with the curfew and some of the other restrictions, including on the rights to work. They have been completely unjustified and disproportionate.
Exactly.
And that is a blatant breach of human rights.
Yeah, and nothing will change that, no matter what he says on Sunday. Senator Sarah Henderson, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Go the Cats.
Yeah, go the Cats. Great to see you, Chris.
That's good.
We're going to win this.
Good luck. Good luck.